What's up, everybody? My name is Stevie. I'm a former technician and marketing leader here at Performance Plus. Today, we're going to talk about 4 common hazards that you'll come across in the oil change workplace and how you can avoid them. Number 1 on the list is slip and fall hazards. Oil and water are slippery stuff, and we see a lot of it here in the shop. Whether that's cars tracking in snow and rain, or the occasional leak or spill from a container or a vehicle, odds are you're going to see some less than grippy conditions every now and again. That's why Performance Plus requires all staff to wear non-slip footwear when working at our oil change facilities. It's certainly not a fashion choice, but this requirement helps us ensure that your feet and the ground get along nicely 100% of the time. Non-slip footwear is designed with extra channels in the soles, flatter toe areas, and other features meant to help you stay upright and get home safe. Every now and again, you may need to use a stool, often made of metal, to reach certain parts of the vehicle that you'll be working on. These stools are particularly susceptible to becoming slippery from drips of oil or grease that may fall onto the pit floor or the catwalk during service. Making sure that these stools are clean before every use could be the difference between doing an unintentional backflip at work today. The second hazard we're going to talk about is a bit of an obvious one. There's a bunch of big old holes in the floor. These rectangular bays are a vital part of how the quick oil change industry came to be, but they can also be one of the biggest dangers that you'll face if you don't give them the respect that they deserve. The average pit or catwalk floor is 5 to 6 feet below the surface of the shop floor. Thankfully, falls from the shop floor are not a common occurrence. Nevertheless, know that a temporary lapse in judgment leading to a fall from this height could have permanent consequences to your health. When you're working the shop floor, always be mindful of where you're stepping. Never, under any circumstances, should you A, attempt to step or jump over the bay, B, run or sprint across the bay floor, C, place your feet on the metal lip of the bay for leverage. For you and your customer's safety, we install extendable pit nets in all of our oil change facilities. Performance Plus requires that you have these nets fully extended across the length of the bay at any time in which the bay is not actively in use for service. Make sure that you extend the net directly after completing your pit safety checks every single time. You may just save somebody's life or yours by doing so. Now that you've got the right stuff on your feet and under them, let's move on up to talk about protecting your noggin. There are a lot of ways you might accidentally bump your brain canister while working on a vehicle. Upstairs, the most common source of these injuries are raised hoods. Catching the corner of a hood could at best have you heavy breathing, or at worst, leave you with a serious cut or concussion. Make sure you remember to always back up before you stand up when working under the hood of a vehicle. Heeding this advice will save you more than a handful of headaches. Underneath of the car, the potential for head to hard surface collisions increases. For most folks, ducking under drain pods to move them into position will be in every service scenario. It's important to be cautious while doing this and to be wary of the drain pod's location at all times while you are servicing a vehicle. Failure to do so may involve a meeting between a solid steel box and your face or scalp, both of which are extremely unpleasant events. Other things to keep an eye for downstairs are low-hanging vehicle parts and pit support beams. Treat both of these just like the drain pods, and you shouldn't ever find yourself in contact with them. Most importantly, we recommend that all staff wear safety caps, also known as bump caps, while servicing vehicles in the pit. Similar to hard hats worn by construction workers, these caps are the last fail-safe to prevent you from injuring arguably the most important part of your body, and maybe the only thing that saves you from an unintentional migraine. Last but not least, let's talk about keeping your peepers in working order. We work with several different types of oils and lubricants here, many of which can cause irritation if they make contact with your eyes. Many of these fluids are also heated by friction in the vehicle parts that they serve, in some cases to temperatures above the boiling point of water. These systems are also sometimes pressurized, which means that they have the ability to spray hot fluids with great force when being opened or depressurized. Rain and snow can also carry bits of metal, grease, oil, dirt, and other contaminants as it drips off of the bottom of the vehicle. Luckily, a breakthrough invention is here to help protect your eyeballs from these hazards. Loved by a lucky few and worn by many, let's hear it for safety glasses. Safety glasses are an easy way for you to prevent permanent damage to your eyesight. As a great man with a penchant for bats and black clothes once said, we're not totally sure that he was talking about the importance of safety glasses, but you can adhere to that evergreen wisdom from the Prince of Darkness simply by throwing a pair on every time you're working on a vehicle. And that's the gist of it. Let's quickly recap all of the ways that you can keep yourself safe from common hazards in the oil change workplace. Always wear non-slip shoes while at work. Clean stools before every use. Never run or jump across pit bays. Never use the metal lip of the pit bay as footing. Pay attention to drain pods, vehicle parts, and support beams while you're in the pit. Wear a bump cap while working in the pit. And finally, wear safety glasses while working on vehicles. Thanks for hanging out and learning about these common auto maintenance mistakes. There will be plenty of other nuances that you'll learn throughout your career, as well as resources available online that can help you be the best technician you can be. Make sure that you take advantage of these and never stop learning about what we do. Until next time, we'll see you in the shop.